I tried Alex Hormozi's content strategy for the last 6 months, and this is what happened during that time. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about scaling your business using sales call funnels. And it's a strategy that I use to produce an 8x ROAS for myself and consistent 3 to 5x ROAS for my clients. If you're a closer, you most likely make your income at the bottom of one of these, and if you're a business owner, most likely you're considering using one, because this is the same funnel that helped one of my clients cross 2.6 million cash collected in a single month. You see, when I first started my business in 2024, I was all about closing deals, collecting cash. That was just second nature to me because I had a background as a salesperson prior. But there's one thing that I consistently struggled with, which is what you're watching today, content creation. And I know that in today's world, if you're not showing up on someone's social media, you practically don't exist. Potential clients will Google you, check out your content, and if they don't find anything positive, they will move on or sign with somebody who does. But spending too much time creating content can just lead to a chaotic mess where you actually feel bogged down and stuck within your business. That was my biggest fear. How is it to actually make YouTube videos without being stuck behind the camera all day? And that's when I came across Alex Hormozi's content strategy. And I decided to test it out. Well, I didn't. I paid somebody on my team to. And after a couple months and a few dozen videos, it actually completely changed how I think about content. But more importantly, how it is that your content impacts your ads performance. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what we copied from Hormozi's content strategy, how you can apply it to your business and create a better return on your ad spend. And the best part is, it actually has a big impact on your business, even if your views aren't massive. Believe it or not, my videos get a couple hundred views, rarely 1,000, but my channel produces infinitely more than influencers that I know that get tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of views per video. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that we did was just start posting. And as simple as it might sound, it was actually the hardest part of the entire process, just getting past my ego and putting the content out. Some of the reels that you see on my Instagram, even the YouTube videos that are up here, I felt a deep amount of internal resistance to just posting those on the platform. I'm not sure why. Some part of me judged myself or felt really cringy thinking that this just isn't who I am, this kind of content, like that's something other people do, but not what I do. And I think I just had this big fear of being someone who was baiting views, and I was really diluting who I was just to get views and clicks. But what was shocking is that one, your content won't get the reach that you believe it does, so you're not going to be known as anything in particular. But two, it's quite fascinating seeing what content resonates and works and gets views and what content doesn't. That's one of the biggest things that actually shocked me. All of my videos are very well produced, all of my shorts are very well edited, and even though they don't get a ton of views, to the naked eye looking in, considering am I credible or trustworthy? Well, I do, because it has such high production value that they know that there's quality. And that's actually one of the things that I put first and foremost with my team. I made it an important note for everybody to be aware of that. Quality above all else. Which leads me to the second piece of Hormozi's content strategy that we learned, which is to be consistent. And this was actually the beauty of me having a team around me, was keeping me consistent. Left to my own devices, man, would I not have uploaded or posted anything or filmed most of the type of content that we make. But consistency applies to organic content just as much as it does to paid ads. And what I mean by that is you need to consistently be testing new ads. And what made it really helpful for me to film new ads and ideas was just having a consistent schedule in which I was filming and producing content, such as this video you're watching today. Every Sunday, I put a block on my calendar to film content, and it's usually during this time that if I have ads, I'll go ahead and film them too. And it feels like less of a chore and less of a headache when I already have that time on the calendar. One of the things I immediately noticed is that it's very easy to be excited when starting out making content because it's new, especially if you invest in fancy equipment. Like I have a $200 light over there that makes my face green, a $700 light here, a $1,000 camera, $300 microphone. And when I first bought these things, that was actually fun. I was just excited to use them and get a return on my investment. But after around a couple weeks or so, maybe around a month more or less, yeah, the novelty wears off. They're just things and it begins to feel like a chore. But had I not been consistent during those weeks and developed the habit, I feel weird every Sunday if I don't film something. And that's the place that was really powerful to be. Another thing as it relates to my paid ads, whenever I launch a new ad, the first people that usually see it, and if I had it my way, I wouldn't, is my actual followers. And what happens is my followers will like my ads, they'll comment on them, they'll share them with me, and all that does is actually increase the average engagement of my ad right out the gate, and that produces a better overall performance from the ad itself because Meta likes, they like engagement, they like content that feels like real content. And so those people that are your diehard fans will make your content perform better because they are just that, your fans. And that creates a snowball effect is how Meta ranks your ads within the algorithm. Now the third piece piece of Hormozi's content strategy is repurposing. So as I began to make content consistently for YouTube, it became infinitely easier to just take those pieces of content, trim them into shorts and put them onto Instagram, or put them as YouTube shorts and even put them out on TikTok. Now, what's really fascinating is that the content almost never performs the same on any one of those three platforms, but it is very insightful to see which ones do better where. However, despite all that, I believe that the compounded reach of all of my views actually increase my ad performance because, yeah, that 50, 100, 200 views that maybe a reel gets, well, that's 50 people, that's 100 people, that's 200 people. And if you're posting consistently across all of those platforms, eventually they will see one of your ads and you'll actually develop a pretty large audience of people that have maybe seen your face at least once. They might not be fully consciously aware of it, but the fact that you've been there at one point in time, especially if your content's well packaged and polarizing, really does set the stage. And I have had people that have bought my products that have said, hey, I actually watched all of your YouTube shorts, I watched a lot of your Instagram reels, I watched a lot of your YouTube videos, and then they rocked up and bought. And so even though they came from my ad and I was profitable off of my ad, had I not had that impression someplace else first, they would have been less likely to click because they would have seen me as less reputable and less professional. Now, moving past point 3 into the 4th point of Hormozi's content strategy, maximizing the output. Once content really became a habit to where I felt more uncomfortable not filming a video as I did filming a video on that Sunday, well, I began to develop a backlog of content. I actually have a drive of probably over almost a terabyte worth of content in my company right now. And because we have all that, we can just post consistently. And I have a lot of snippets and intellectual insights and ideas that we can trim into shorts and just put out there. And so this allows me to have such a competitive edge because when someone enters my ecosystem, they won't stop seeing me. They'll get nurtured, warmed up, impression, until they get that call to action to book a call and buy. Now, I don't have enough conclusive data to say with 100% accuracy that that's exactly what contributes to my ad performance, but I can say for certain that it's something that does improve my ads performance. Because for about every $1,000 I spend on ads, I probably get 10 to 15 followers. And those are people that consistently will watch my reels, consistently engage with my content, and consistently watch my stories, which contributes to my next piece of content's growth and reaching the next piece and the next piece and the next piece. And it begins to build and compound on top of itself. Also, when I'm running my ads, those people enter my ecosystem and view my content as well, which also help Meta know who to show it to. And so my reels will still keep showing up in people's feeds. They very rarely just die off and don't get any more views, but it's the quality of the view that I'm getting now, which comes back to what I said earlier. You don't need 1 million views on a video for it to be effective. Which takes me to the 5th piece of Hormozi's content strategy. And this by far is one of the best hidden benefits, is that when you have a brand and you have content, it makes it infinitely easier to collaborate with other people because you have a platform. You can say, hey, I would love to bring you onto my YouTube channel and make some content with you. Or you get invited onto other people's platforms like I have for my friend Jillian. And because of that, it allows you to get in touch with interesting people and understand their stories, where they're coming from. And that only further serves to build your reputation, your network, and your credibility because it's status through association. When I can sit on with somebody like Vic Valo, Michael Oliver, or make videos like about my mentor, Tuan V, it just makes me seem more legit and that much more credible. And it's through those associations that help people see that you're more legit and show up to that call even more convinced that you're someone that they want to do business with. And so by treating my content like a business where I showed up consistently and made it a habit to post and get over my own limiting beliefs, it's allowed me to attract clients that otherwise might have been skeptics or not see me as legit because they have some social proof or some content to really nurture themselves better on who I am before they take a call. And the best part is when you can give this to a team, there is no headache when it comes to what I need to post, when I need to post it, and how. Quite literally, after I finish filming this video, I upload it into a Google Drive. It will find its way onto YouTube. I don't touch it again. So if you got any questions about how you're doing this, well, feel free to comment down below. We'd love to share some insights with you. And if you're curious about setting up what is called a direct call funnel, which has allowed me to consistently achieve anywhere between a 7 to 10x ROAS on my own personal advertising, let alone what I've seen from my clients, well, click the first link in the description to set up a call with my team. And if you found this video helpful, well, hit that like and subscribe button and tap that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.